Okay, we have 10 inks left. It is day 20, and I'm going to add in another ink because I pulled out Soda Light Kiss Lab yesterday because I wasn't sure how that was going to go. But I am going to do that on day 30. So we have enough to choose today. It feels really, I don't know, weird that it's day 20 already. Today is Indigo Bunting Blue. That is a light ink. Pretty sure of that. It's one of the ink journal, ink flight inks. And yeah, let's pick a pen. Even though I still have so many pens left, I'm currently, maybe I should put those that I have uninked from the 30 inks somewhere else. Because I'm not going, even though, even though I might, this was a 30 inks pen, and this one too. This one wasn't. So I'm going to put those. Where is all of my pen cases? I don't know. I will put those in a different pen case. And I'm stumped at the moment, to be honest. I don't know what, maybe. You know what I could do? This pen doesn't have a nib currently. This, by the way, is another one of those loaner pens that my friend gave me. I think what I'm going to put in here, where is it? Yep, is the San Francisco Pen Show nib from Penrealm. This is a broad nib, and it does have the cable car on it, etched on it. So, and I'm just going to screw that in here. This is a Franklin Christoph model 46, I think. And it also doesn't have a converter, but I have converters for this. This felt like it wasn't going to. Okay. So I originally thought that this was a Brooks resin, maybe primary manipulation, some kind of number. He has several different primary manipulation swirly things, but this actually is a Stormwinds blank. Now, I don't know the specific name, but in the email that my friend sent me, she had all of this noted down. I will put the actual name on the screen right here. And I like this together, and I like showcasing this and trying this pen. I used to own a Model 45. I was really into the pocket pens, but I'm not that much anymore. I mean, if I have a pocket pen that I enjoy and I use, then yes, but I'm not out to buy pocket pens, if that's I think, a good explanation. And this one is a full-size fountain pen. It is the Model 46. As I said, it is long enough that you don't necessarily have to post it. It becomes quite long, but it's not back heavy or anything. So if you prefer posting this pen, this would work. It has a number 6 nib, the Model 45 and Model 45 large. Both have number 5 nibs, and therefore the grip section for this pen is a little bit wider than for the 45 and the 45L. I was originally considering maybe buying one of those, but I did not. I'm still trying to diversify my experience with pens. Oh, let me check if I have a converter. I found an empty cartridge. This is a little bit of black, but it's on the outside and it fits snugly. So we will use that one. I don't have any more spare converters, so interesting. But let's do the swatch first and then fill the pen and then see how I am enjoying this ink. It's another one of those very light blue colors that maybe might not be the thing for me. I think on the swatch it reminded me a little bit of Wearing Wool Lost, which was an ink that I didn't particularly enjoy. But I bought a full bottle of, oh, this is grayer, greenish-er than I thought. I thought it was more blue, but this looks almost gray. Interesting. And it's very, very light. So I'm scared. Very scared. If you are interested in purchasing this pen that I was talking about, please let me know. I will get you in contact with the owner, or pass along messages. Either way, both works for me. And I might keep that broad nib, but I do have Jowo nibs, spare Jowo nibs. So if you needed a nib for this pen and you don't have one, this would be the opportunity to get one from Kirk and get a Tanto nib grind, as I mentioned in a video previously. But yeah, I do have some spare ones and I would be able to include one. I haven't tested them. I purchased them as spare. Let me grab another syringe with a needle. And then syringe fill this cartridge. Okay. Oh, sometimes the gauge of these syringes are so, I don't know. Is this blue? This looks more gray to me. The gauge of these syringes are so tiny that I pull, what is this called? The thing, and then it doesn't fill, and then it just takes a little while until it goes up there. When did we get the Anderillium inks in Inkfly? January of 2023. I wonder if this ink is the actual ink or if something happened to it. I don't know. Let's see if this writes. Why I'm doing this is because if I fill a cartridge, it takes a while until the capillary action starts happening and the ink moves all the way down to the top of the nib. And by dipping the nib into the ink, I can maybe help get that a little bit faster. And Anderillium inks. Is it Anderillium or Anderillium inks? I'll just write Anderillium and then Indigo, Bunting. Very interesting to me is the fact that I'm very enamored with my broader nibs at the moment. Well, I'm actually enamored with many nibs, because this one is a fine nib and I really like how fine and wet it writes. So let's put the name of the fountain pen. This is a Franklin. Christoph, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look up the name of the blank. Christoph, model 46 with a broad nib, and then I will write the blank name and the maker We know that it's storm winds, but I need to make sure and check one more time. I'm gonna write it right here. So I'm curious to see how I'm going to enjoy this. I definitely think I will like it on here. Not sure if that's going to be my favorite, but on the 52 GSM with the broad nib, this might be bearable. See you later. Before we continue, I have two things to say. First of all, this is the Storm Winds Blank Peacock Abalone. Just wanted to make sure that it was mentioned on video. And then the other thing is that this is what the swatch looked like. There's a cat walking by. After I had sat in my stash we got these in an ink flight box in January of 2023. I have used this in September of 2023, and it did sit on a shelf until May. Then I moved. Now the inks are in a drawer where the light does not affect the inks. So it might have been exposed to, it didn't sit in the bright sunlight on a shelf, but it sat on a shelf next to my dining room table. So there might have been some problem with this. When I swatched this ink in January of 2023, this is what it looked like. And this is what it looks like now. Of course, I have my gripper thingy and I can't even see if there is a difference visible on the video. Let me just describe that this looks washed out. It looks a lot greener than this. This looks very much like a periwinkle blue, light blue, but very legible, even in a finer application than with a broad nib. And because I wasn't sure if the manufacturer was aware of the issues, I sent them a photo and asked them if they were aware, what I should tell my viewers on YouTube, because I don't want to speculate and maybe throw someone under the bus. They are a new ink manufacturer, and I really want them to succeed and not, stumble over something like this. Basically, it's really very hard when you start making a product like this. You can, in my opinion, at least, I don't know how it works, but you can eliminate a lot of factors. But how an ink will last over a long period of time, that's really hard to assess, because are we expecting them to wait 1-2 years before they release their product? Because maybe the supplier didn't supply the perfect things. So I'm going to read to you what I wrote. Then I'm going to read the email. And then I'm going to show you the other things. So this ink is not the same color as I had remembered, and sure enough, it isn't. Let me show it to you one more time. Right here. I contacted the manufacturer and got a quick and nice response. So what they said is, "Hi Simone, thank you so much for reaching out to us. We had a problem with one of our suppliers that has caused quality control issues. We have since changed suppliers and reformulated and hope that the issue has been resolved. If you hear of anyone who has a problem with any of our inks, please let them know. We want to make it right. Just let us know." And their email is, let me check that for you one time. It's inks@anderillium.com. I will put that in the description box below. Well, actually, I'm going to put their website, and then you can check for their email. I don't want them spammed with stuff. yes, so that was what they sent to me. And I think that was a very genuine and very honest response. And so I would hope that if you experience something like this, that you do not dismiss them, give them a chance to make it right. The grip of the pen, now let's continue talking. The grip of the pen feels different than my Model 02. So I actually pulled out my Model 02. Maybe it's because it is matte and this one is slimy. That's not, it's polished. It's the same grip section. You can clearly see that there's no different. It looks a little bit different. It looks like it's more slender, but that would make, it doesn't really feel different, but it does to me. I really cannot tell you why it feels different. It felt really good. It felt like it was bigger than this one, actually. That's so weird. The pen, as many Franklin Christoph pens, and I think if you buy a pen from Franklin Christoph, you just need to be aware of that and be okay with that. Doesn't seal great. The ink was visibly darker after 2 days. So I had written this 2 days ago, and then this morning I started continuing, and this is the color difference. And this is how long it took for the color to get as light as it was before. If you use this pen every day, you shouldn't have an issue. Just saying. So these are more, it shouldn't be that noticeable because you write with it all the time. So if you let it sit for two days, 2 weeks, then of course it will be a lot darker. It might even be darker faster than other pens, but if this is the first video you've been watching from me, I have had this issue since I moved. It wasn't visible and noticeable before the move. I have just encountered this problem, and I have noticed this with my Franklin Christoph pens, but I still purchased another one. And when I was aware that this would happen, I noticed it happening with many of my pens in my collection. So it's not just Franklin Christoph. Just to make that clear, same thing, I don't want to bash on Franklin Christoph when other pens have these same issues. Okay, I really enjoyed the San Francisco Pen Show broad nib that I put on this pen. It didn't come with a nib. I wonder if Kirk Spear tuned those nibs before he sold them, or if this is just a lucky coincidence. Maybe I enjoyed it so much because the ink is light and so it's not as in my face as a darker color would be with a broad nib. I really like this. And this Stormwinds Blanks is reverse writing. Yeah, so this nib is special. I will not let this go out of my collection for sure. All right, that's all I had to say. Let me know your experience with Anderillium inks. I loved their, they had a table at the San Francisco Pen Show, and I just was too overwhelmed to purchase any of their inks, which now I regret because I would love to experiment a bit more. And let me know your Franklin Christoph experiences, and if you're interested in acquiring this specific pen, let me know how much you would like to pay for it, and I will let you know if that meets the expectation of the seller. And then I can also, if you do not have spare nibs, throw in a spare nib of mine. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in another video tomorrow, basically. Bye.